A university graduate 3 times as much as a 9th grader dropout. This is the power and impact of education in the world today. So that message is clear to all of us, that education is indeed the key to success, to economic success and other successes as well. I want at this time then to raise the issue with you tonight. Let us examine the United States of America very briefly. It's a democracy. It's very difficult indeed to tell people what to study and what to do. Having a policy of development in the United States of America must be extremely difficult when each state is almost a country unto itself. It's very difficult to have a policy. China, however, much larger than the United States, is not a democracy. It is a controlled economy. And because it is controlled, the politicians in China can actually dictate what happens in the economy. They can dictate who go to school. They can dictate who will be athletes. They can dictate so many things. And even while I am not projecting or encouraging democracy tonight, I'm telling you that right now they have that advantage. We in the Caribbean, we are small. We are a democracy. We are more like the United States of America than we are like China. But here is the advantage. Because you're small, you can exercise more control. And so I want to say tonight that in terms of education and in terms of planning, we certainly can do that on Nevis, on St. Kitts, in any one of the Caribbean islands. We can determine what type of development we should have. And so if in Nevis we say that we want to develop tourism, financial services, or construction, we can so tailor our education policies to reflect our desires in terms of development. And certainly, the government has done that. We have offered scholarships. Now, this is what we have done. We have said to people who graduate from the 5th forms that you can go to 6th form. If you graduate from 6th form and you're qualified to go to university, we are willing to offer you scholarships in certain areas, and we're willing to give assistance to all those who apply. Right now we have some 153 students from Nevis abroad in universities, in Cayfield, Barbados, in Jamaica, in Trinidad and Tobago, in Cuba, in the United States of America, in Britain, and even right here in Canada. We, however, have not said to them, look, you can only do mathematics, or you can only do economics. There are some of them who are doing aviation. There are some of them who are doing music. 1 or 2 of them are doing art. In other words, we are catering for the nation, but at the same time, we are not restricting people who wish to develop their own individual skills and talent. And I personally believe that is the way to go. I do not believe that you must just tell people what you want and only what you want. But there are many, many skills and talents that people have. And in our efforts to increase education, we should cater to the needs of all. And certainly this is happening on the island of Nevis today. I want to indicate as well that we have given assistance to the primary schools. We are giving school meals programs, and you might think this is nothing. But the truth is, children like to eat hamburgers, and children like to eat hot dogs. And what we are trying to do is to give them meals that are nutritious, There are about 20 menus prepared by a trained chef, and we are seeking to have school meals programs all around the island so that primary school children can learn to eat right. We believe that this will be beneficial to the children, but it will also make them to develop good habits so that when they leave school, they will eat their lettuce and tomato and whatever else that is prepared. And I must tell you that we are providing even our own hamburgers in Nevis from the abattoir, and we are providing local foods, grown local foods, which we are saying to the children, eat these because they're good for you. And we have met with some successes, and we hope to continue to do so. I also want to say that we have worked on training our teachers to work with our children. We are even training them in anger management. And surprisingly, we are finding out that not only the children are angry, but some of the teachers are angry too. And that the training is as good for them as it is for the children. What we have done as well with the sixth form, they used to be in a building that had cockroaches and had rats, and we took them out of that building and put them in a building close to the Charlestown Secondary School. The headmaster was very angry because he had identified the building for the fourth form and for the fifth formers. But we said to him, look, there is room enough for the fourth formers and the fifth formers now. Do we want to have disillusioned sixth formers? Children who are forgetting their lessons and getting in all sorts of trouble? Or do we want to have people who are alive, the new generation? And what has happened as a result? The children have become motivated again. Once again, children want to go to sixth form, and they're performing. In the last 4 years, the state scholar has come from the island of Nevis. Not only have they come from the island of Nevis, they have come from the Nevis sixth form. And they have come from Gingerland, Charlestown, all over the island. And I believe it is a great achievement. But then, I have mentioned to you what education can do for a country. And I have indicated that we are seeking to educate our people in so many ways. And I've also indicated that we are not only training people for national development, but also we are trying to develop individuals. But I want to broaden the definition of education, because what we have found that having somebody academically trained or educated is not the end of the road. That person still lacks something as far as I'm concerned. And so we see education involving being prepared for life, being prepared to deal with the world of work, being prepared to be in charge of a family, being prepared to be responsible as a man for the child that you bear or the child that the woman bears, understanding the role in our society, understanding what it takes to develop our society, learning individual responsibility and having love for country. All these, we believe, must be part of the education process. So we are going into new areas. What about our value system? What about the value system that you know as Caribbean people and people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and that I know? What about hard work? What about honesty? What about family? What about ownership? How many people realize that in China and India and Asia, there's a work ethic that we don't have in the Western world? I have gone to Korea. I have traveled along the lines of a factory. The workers never stop. They never look around. They never smile at you and ask you who you are.